Hey everyone, and welcome! Did you know you're carrying around one of the most incredible cameras ever made? Yup, it's your own eye. Think of it as a living, self-focusing camera that you get to use every single day. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how this amazing piece of biological tech works, from the moment light enters it to how you see the world. Let's get right into it. And just so you know, this entire lesson is brought to you by our friends at A1 Institute. They are all about helping you really understand concepts like these so you can walk into your exams with total confidence. So here's what we've got on the agenda. First, we'll take a tour of the eye's parts. Then we'll get into its focusing superpower. After that, we'll look at what happens when vision goes wrong, how we can fix it, and finally, we'll wrap it all up to get you perfectly prepped for your exams. All right, first up, let's start our guided tour of this living camera. We're going to break down all of its amazing parts, one by one. Okay, take a look at our map for this tour. The eyeball itself is almost a perfect sphere, and it's surprisingly small, only about 2.3 centimeters in diameter. But don't let the size fool you. Packed inside this tiny space is everything needed to see the world. The very first thing light hits is the cornea. You can think of it as the eye's front window. But it's actually doing a lot more than just letting light in. It does most of the heavy lifting when it comes to bending or refracting the light. It's kind of the unsung hero of your vision. Next up, we've got the team of the iris and the pupil. The iris is that colorful part of your eye, and it's basically a muscle that controls the size of the pupil, that black dot right in the middle. It works just like the aperture on a camera, getting smaller and bright light and opening up in the dark to control exactly how much light gets in. Pretty smart, huh? Right behind the pupil, you'll find the crystalline lens. Now, this is the master of fine-tuning. It's a flexible, convex lens that changes its shape to bring objects into perfect focus, whether you're looking at something up close, like your phone, or something far away, like a distant mountain. So where does all that focused light go? It lands on the retina. The retina is like the sensor in a digital camera. It's this delicate membrane at the very back of the eye, and it's jam-packed with millions of light-sensitive cells. They capture the image and then send that information as signals through the optic nerve straight to your brain. You know, the way all these parts work together gives the eye a genuine superpower. And that superpower is its incredible ability to focus on the fly. It even has a special name, the power of accommodation. So what exactly is this power of accommodation? Well, it's the eye lens's ability to adjust its own focal length. And it does this using tiny things called ciliary muscles. When you look at something far away, the muscles relax and the lens gets thinner. When you look at something close, they contract, making the lens thicker. It's an automatic, perfect focus every time. Now, even a superpower has its limits, which brings us to two key terms you absolutely need to know for your exam. First is the near point. That's the closest you can bring an object to your eye and still see it clearly without any strain. For most young, healthy eyes, it's about 25 centimeters. And then there's the far point. That's the farthest you can see clearly. And for a normal eye, that distance is infinity. But, you know, sometimes this amazing system can have a few glitches. So that brings us to our next section. What happens when vision goes wrong? The two most common problems are myopia, which you probably know as nearsightedness, and hypermetropia, or farsightedness. With myopia, you can see things up close just fine, but things far away get blurry. And with hypermetropia, it's the exact opposite. Distant objects are clear, but things nearby are fuzzy. So let's look at what's actually going on inside a myopic or nearsighted eye. When light comes from a distant object, the eye's lens bends the light a little too much. This causes the image to come into focus in front of the retina, instead of right on it. And because the focus point is in the wrong place, the image you see is blurry. And why does that happen? Well, there are usually two main reasons. Either the eye lens has too much curve to it, which makes it bend light too strongly, or the eyeball itself is just a little too long. Either way, the focal point ends up falling short of the retina. Now let's flip to hypermetropia, or farsightedness. This is the opposite problem. When you're trying to look at something up close, the eye's lens just doesn't bend the light enough. This means the focal point actually falls behind the retina. And again, wrong focus point means a blurry image. And you've guessed it, the causes here are the exact opposite of myopia. Either the lens's focal length is too long, meaning it's just not powerful enough to bend the light sharply, or the eyeball itself has become a little too short from front to back. But hey, don't worry. This is where some brilliant, simple physics comes to the rescue. Let's talk about how we can correct these common vision problems. To fix myopia, we use a concave lens. You can see how its unique shape spreads the light rays out just a tiny bit before they even hit the eye's lens. This little pre-adjustment perfectly cancels out the eye's tendency to overfocus, pushing that focal point right back onto the retina where it belongs. It's so simple, but so clever. And for hypermetropia, we do the opposite. We use a convex lens. This type of lens gives the eye a little focusing boost. It converges the light rays slightly, giving the eye's lens the extra help it needs to pull that focal point forward, right onto the retina. Problem solved. Phew, okay. I know that was a lot to take in. So let's pull all the key pieces together into a quick summary to make sure you are 100% ready for any exam questions on this. All right, pay close attention, because this slide is pure gold for your exams. Let's break it down. Myopia, or nearsightedness. The image forms in front of the retina, and we fix it with a concave lens. Hypermetropia, or farsightedness. The image forms behind the retina, and we fix that with a convex lens. And then there's presbyopia, which is an age-related issue where the ciliary muscles get weaker, and that's often corrected with bifocal lenses. I would seriously recommend you pause here and take a screenshot of this. It's your ultimate cheat sheet. And remember, if you want to master not just this topic, but everything else in your syllabus, A1 Institute is always there to help you out. If you found this useful, we'd love for you to stay connected. Go ahead and like this explainer, share it with your friends, and drop a comment below. And definitely subscribe to the A1 Institute YouTube channel for more lessons just like this one. For admissions, detailed notes, or any expert guidance, you can always contact A1 Institute. Their phone number is right there in the description. So, we'll leave you with one last thing to think about. Now that you're an expert on the human eye, what other amazing cameras in the animal kingdom are you curious about? Maybe an eagle's eye with its incredible long-distance vision, or the compound eye of a fly? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.